Today we're diving into one of my all-time favorite pizzas. Once you try this, it will definitely turn into one of your go-to recipes. And you know what makes this even better? The star of the show cooked up from scratch or homemade tomato sauce. Hey, I'm Nick and today we're making a delicious provolone pizza. Roll up those sleeves and let's get right into this. Alright, let's start with the tomato sauce. Tomatoes are currently dirt cheap, so my fridge is loaded up. Food is crazy expensive, so whenever prices crash, I get a little extra. Before we can make the sauce, we need to get rid of the tomato skin. Tomato skin can be really tough and chewy. Scoring the skin and blanching the tomatoes is the easiest way to remove it. Making a little X on the bottom, just skin deep and popping them in some boiling water does the trick. You're not really trying to cook them, just a few minutes is enough to make the skin peelable. If you cut this right now, they will probably still be cold inside. Adding a bit of cold water makes handling them much easier, so I can go ahead and peel these. The skin is good for going in stocks or compost. Not all of these are fully ripe. For tomato sauce, you usually want the ripest tomatoes. To flavor this up, I want 2 heads of peeled garlic, 1 small diced onion. Just the garlic and onion is fine, but you know, Nick being Nick, I have to add some fresh thyme and a green scotchy. Oregano and basil are great too, but I don't really have none of that. Next, add a generous amount of olive oil. I'm making more of a garlic confit to salt the tomato sauce. You don't have to do the most with pizza sauce. Most of the times I just use garlic and it's delicious. Place that on low heat and let it slowly heat up. It might take a little while, but just let it do its thing. I'm going for a light browning on the veggies. This is a flavor bomb. These tomatoes are not the ripest, so a bit of tomato paste helps out with the deeper tomato flavor. You want to cook this off in the oil a bit for a few minutes. Tomato paste can be really tangy and bitter, and sauteing it mellows it out a lot. After that, you can put those peeled tomatoes in. And a bit of water, about a cup. All that's left now is to reduce the heat to the lowest it can go and let this cook for 45 minutes to an hour. Long cooking mellows this out a lot. After close to an hour, the tomatoes will break down a ton and all the flavors start to meld really well. Get rid of the thyme and season with salt. This smells so good. I'm still getting that olive oil and that brown garlic flavors really strong. Next we have to blend this up, but you don't want a smooth blend though. This was probably a bit too much. Yeah, that's good. The color is a bit light because a lot of the tomatoes were not at peak ripeness, but this is still a banger sauce. Great. I'm going to let these chill. While that's doing its thing, we can move on to the pizza dough. This is very straightforward. I'm using a scale for accuracy. I need 1 pound of all-purpose flour. That's probably 2.5 to 3 cups. A scale makes reproducing recipes a lot easier. A 1 pound dough is good for 2 pizzas. I'm weighing the water too, so I need about 9 ounces of that. 9 ounces of water is 1 cup and a couple tablespoons. I'm just giving you the cup measurements just in case you don't want to use a scale if you're making this. With this recipe, close enough is good enough. Next, I need half a tablespoon of instant yeast, half teaspoon salt, and 2 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil. Use a spoon to mix everything together first. This is a higher hydration dough at almost 60%. Higher hydration dough will give a lighter, softer pizza crust. Higher hydration also means a stickier dough. I'm not really trying to knead this. As soon as it comes together, I'm going to let it rest. Just cover that up and leave that for about 10 to 15 minutes. Resting develops gluten, so I don't have to spend a lot of time kneading. Folding it over into itself a couple times is enough to smooth it out and give it some structure. This can easily give me 3 pizzas, but I'm making only 2 with a slightly thicker crust, so divide this into 2. After I divide it, I'm going to ball up both of these. I have some pizza pans that I already greased with a bit of olive oil. I'm just going to place on each dough and spread them out. So I always have this issue with pizza dough. When trying to roll out or press out the dough, after a while it starts to become elastic and only goes so far. If I continue trying to press this out, the dough might tear, which would be bad news for a really nice pizza. My simple workaround is to just let the dough rest for a few minutes in the fridge. One alternative is to let the dough rest after balling it up. But either way, if you're having issues with rolling out the dough, simply rest it. I use the fridge to slow down overproofing. After a few minutes, these should be more pliable and I can just press these out to the edge of the pan without tearing the dough. Grab that sauce, which is now cool, and spread it on each pizza dough, starting in the center and working toward the edges. I'm leaving a little bit of crust. Next up is the provolone cheese. I recently made a delicious jerk chicken cheesesteak sandwich and had extra provolone left from that yummy video. So that and the price of tomatoes is a big reason why we are making provolone pizza today. Provolone is a lot like mozzarella in that it's fresh and mild in flavor, which makes it perfect for pizza. I have some sliced zucchini, onion and tomato for topping. I like to season my veggie toppings for pizza with coarse salt and extra virgin olive oil. Nothing is worse than veggie toppings that you have to pick off the pizza because they are so bland. I try not to overload my pizza with toppings. It not only looks better, the toppings also cook better. I had the oven preheating on the high setting, 450 degrees. You want to cook these at really high temperatures. The heat source in my oven is at both the top and the bottom, so halfway I switch the pizzas so both of them can cook evenly and have the cheese brown properly. That one needs a bit more color, so I'm just leaving it for now. Very nice. I don't have a pizza cutter, but I have this thing that works just as well. This smells glorious. And this is why I love to season my toppings with salt and pepper. That tomato is perfectly cooked but still juicy and it should be really delicious. I also have some really good cheese pulls, just like what a typical mozzarella pizza will give you. Wow, that is it. Ooh, nice fluffy pizza crust. Full of flavor, cheesy, the toppings are juicy and the tomato sauce has shine. This nice bud. Make sure you give provolone pizza a try. I one-shot this and I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing. Throw in some meat if you're not a big veg person and enjoy. For another cheese-filled delicious recipe, check out this video right here and I will catch you in the next one.